The annoying love handles. How do we get rid of them? I had them as well, and no matter what I tried, I couldn't just take them off. I tried almost everything, but it wasn't until I discovered 3 exercises that literally melt fat that I was able to finally get rid of them. And the first exercise is side crunches. You need to lie down on the floor and do crunches tilting slightly to the sides. Once you start doing this exercise, you're gonna notice how it'll feel like the fat around your obliques is just burning out. And here's what I want you to understand, that this is bullshit. I hope you don't believe any of this, because this is all a lie. I see so many people making videos on the best exercises to get rid of the love handles, and it pisses me off. They all know that's not how it works, but because they want to get some views, they make those useless videos over and over. And listen, I don't care. I know that when I said that, most people clicked off the video already, but if you are one of the few who are still watching, I promise this is the last video you need to watch on the topic. You're gonna learn how fat loss actually works and everything in between. So I'm gonna break down this video into 4 different steps you need to take, and by the end, you'll know everything you need to get rid of your love handles. So let's begin. The love handles are just extra fat stored around your waist. They are not a special kind of fat that you need to do something special to get rid of, they are just fat. That means the only thing you actually need to do to burn this fat is just to get into a calorie deficit. You need to eat fewer calories than you burn. Here is the thing, when you eat more calories than you need, your body stores the extra calories as fat so it can use it later as an energy source. Think of it like your savings account. If you earn more money than you spend, your savings will go up. But if you start spending more money than you earn, then your savings will go down. That's the same process your body follows. If you burn more calories than you eat, it'll start burning the fat you have stored to get the energy you need to stay alive. So no amount of crunches or bicycle sit-ups will get rid of them, because we cannot spot reduce fat. It doesn't work that way. The body burns fat from all over, so we must stay in a calorie deficit for long enough until your body decides to start burning fat from the belly and the love handles. A friend of mine the other day asked me how he could lose fat from his face. He's in pretty good shape, but for some reason his body stores a lot of fat in the face. I told him, listen, everybody loses fat in different spots first. Some people might start losing fat from the face first, and then from the chest, the legs, and finally the belly. Others start losing fat from other spots. In his case, it was clear that his face was the last one to go. So that means you need to stay consistent for long enough until your body starts burning fat from your love handles. Now, what can we actually do to get rid of them? There are a couple of things. Well, 4 to be precise. First, let's talk about nutrition. I don't like to make things more complicated than they have to be, so all I focus on is cutting down on junk food, ultra-processed foods, and sugar. Once you do this, you'll get less cravings, you'll naturally consume fewer calories, so getting into a calorie deficit is not gonna be as hard. Eat whole and minimally processed foods instead. Prioritize protein. Protein keeps you full for longer, which makes you eat less, and it also helps you preserve muscle, which is very good, especially when we start burning fat. And reduce meal frequency. The more meals you have throughout your day, the more likely you are to overeat. So by eating fewer times a day, you give yourself fewer chances to fail, and you can eat a little more on each meal. I don't like to stop before I'm full, so I'd much rather eat just twice a day and eat a lot than to eat 5 small meals that just leave me hungry and then I have to force myself to stop eating. Now, what kind of training should you do? Well, strength training is key. It makes you stronger and helps you build muscle, which raises your metabolism and makes you burn more calories even at rest. This is important because your muscles need a lot of energy, so when you get into a calorie deficit, your body will want to get rid of them as well. But if you eat enough protein and you do strength training, not only will you preserve muscle, but you can even gain muscle and end up looking way better after you lose fat. I also recommend doing some cardio, not as the priority but as a complement. It is good for your heart, builds endurance, and helps you burn more calories, accelerating the fat loss process. And in terms of exercises specifically to get rid of the love handles, Don't worry about it. Every time you do a compound exercise like a deadlift, your obliques get involved to prevent excessive rotation and lateral bending of the spine. That's more than enough oblique training for most people, but you can still train your obliques separately with exercises like bicycle crunch, plank, but keep in mind that although they can make those muscles tighter and stronger, which can make you look better once you lose fat, they will not make you burn fat by themselves. Sleep and stress management are some of the most neglected things when it comes to fat loss and getting in shape, but what most people don't know is that bad sleep and too much stress make your body hold on to belly fat. So sleeping between 7 to 9 hours every night is crucial. I know it can be hard to manage stress. There are a lot of things we can simply control, but we need to find a way to manage it as well as we can or avoid highly stressful situations. Sleep and stress are huge and complex topics. It would take us hours to get into more depth on each one to improve them, but I just wanted to tell you about them because they are essential for this goal we have. We finally got to the last, the most important part of this whole journey, the most overlooked and honestly where most people fail, and it is to stay consistent. You have to be patient and understand that it'll work. It works for everybody. You just need to keep going for long enough until your body starts melting that fat. And if you don't know how to stay consistent, I made a video yesterday that will help you with that. Just click on it and I'll see you on the other side.